our YouTube, I'm going to be doing an honest opinion of all 30 teams in the NBA as of today. Starting off with the Chicago Bulls. I don't want to say that they're having a Hawks season because it's still early, but I do think that the Bulls are going to have a decent record. The East is really weak this year, especially this year. No, there's no Jason Tatum. Embiid is not the same. KD's on the KD's been in the West for like 2 years now, but Jimmy Butler, he's now fully in the West with the Warriors. I think the Bulls have a good chance to have a good record, but I don't think that they're a 6-1 team. Like, I don't think that they're a 86% win team. I mean, I feel like that's obvious. Josh Giddey is gonna make the All-Star team this year. Josh Giddey is an All-Star this year. Vucevic is playing pretty well, but I think it's just like, probably just a new team success type of thing. But no, they're Josh Giddey as being their best player. That's really good for them. The Thunder gave him up for Caruso. I was really not sure why they did that. I mean, they did win the championship already, but Josh Giddey is a 22-year-old 6'8" Steve Nash, and yeah. The Pistons 6-2. Cade Cunningham, I know he took a jump. Jalen Duren is looking a little bit better. He's been staying out of foul trouble. They got some decent role players. They've had some decent role players. They picked up Karis LeVert. He hasn't been having the best season so far, but he's gonna be decent for them. I think the Pistons are gonna be good. I think that the Pistons are definitely gonna make the playoffs this year. But obviously they're not a real contender, just like the Bulls. They're not real contenders, but they're a good up and coming team. The Knicks. I think that for me, the Knicks are a team that have to show me that they can do it. Jalen Brunson's that guy. Cat is really good. They have a lot of good defenders in Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, Mikal Bridges. The thing is that the team has all the players that they need, but it still feels like they're kind of missing something, and I don't know what that is. But when they figure it out, if they figure it out, they can be a real contender. But right now, I don't think that the Knicks are a real contender. I think that they're just a really, really good team. The Cavs, I think they're the realest contenders in the East right now. I think the Cavs are the number one. They're my number one team to come out of the East right now, and I feel like they should be pretty much the favorites. The general favorites to come out the East right now. You still have the same core. Darius Garland just came back last game. I know they're 5-3, but the season just started. I don't know how they lost to the Pacers last year in the playoffs, but I think that Mobley coming back better is gonna help. Like, Mobley should. I think first of all, the Cavs should make Mobley their number one option. Like, I love Donovan Mitchell, but okay, if not their number one option, because obviously Donovan Mitchell is a better player than Mobley still, but he should be the clear number two option. Like, if D Mitch doesn't have the ball, then the next source of offense should be coming from Evan Mobley, and I think that would make them a better team. I feel like Darius Garland, I feel like he is trying to be that number two option, but it shouldn't be him. It should be Evan Mobley. I think Mobley's a better player than Darius Garland. I love the Garland, but Mobley's a better player. The Bucks. This is Giannis last year in Milwaukee, guaranteed. They traded away Damian Lillard for Miles Turner. I understand Dame is out for the year, but Miles Turner though, that's the best that you guys could do. Miles Turner as your second best player is never gonna work. It doesn't look like they have any real trade pieces other than Giannis. I really don't know what to say about the Bucks. They're just not going to be a good team. They might have a decent record. They probably might make the playoffs. It's possible that they, get kicked out of the playoffs, and maybe they end up as a play-in team and they don't make the playoffs. But I think it's more likely that they do make the playoffs just because of how dominant Giannis is. He's just having another one of those insane seasons that is kind of getting brushed over because he's on the Bucks. He just needs a change of scenery. We need to see Giannis in a different jersey. I want him to go play for the Warriors because that's going to make things really fucking interesting. But I also don't want him to leave the East, because if Giannis leaves the East, that's going to be the weakest the Eastern Conference has ever been. But yeah, moving on to the 6th seed, the Sixers. Um, Embiid's not the same. Embiid will never be the same. I personally think Embiid's career is over, and I'm not even trying to over exaggerate, but him going back out there and playing and getting that surgery to remove that ligament or whatever he got removed out of his knee, that completely destroyed his career. And I just feel like he's never going to be the same. They got their point guard. He's doing really good. He's playing really well for them, but that's not going to be enough. They can possibly make the playoffs because they still do have a good team. Their rookie, BJ Edgecombe, is looking really nice. He's looking very comfortable as a rookie. He's 19, 20 years old, looking very comfortable. He's going to be a pretty good player, but they're not a real threat. They're not a real threat to the top teams. They're a B tier team. The Hawks, they just lost Trae Young for a month. Jalen Johnson's a really good player. They have really good pieces. They got Dyson Daniels, they got Ricochet, they got Kristaps, they got Okongwu. But I just don't. I mean, come on, the Hawks aren't going to do anything. I don't really got to talk too much about the Hawks. The Raptors are also a team with a random assortment of players that all pretty much play the same position, and they're just going to be a middle of the pack, low tier team. I don't really want to spend too much time talking about the Raptors. Brandon Ingram's a bucket. RJ Barrett, he's good. Scotty Barnes is good. Scotty Barnes needs to take a jump. That's what I do want to talk about. Scotty Barnes, he took a jump 2 years ago. Last year was a down year for him. This year, I think he's playing decently. He's having good games so far, but he needs to take that superstar jump. I think that's what everybody's waiting on. The Heat, bottom tier team, middle of the pack team. They need to develop Khalil Ware. He's going to be a good player. They need to go ahead and try to develop him and turn him into like a superstar or like a star center next to Bam. But other than that, they're a mediocre team. Same with the Celtics. Derek White is shooting abysmal. Derek White, I thought he was going to come in here averaging like 25, 26 points a game. I know that that's obviously high expectations for him, but I really did think he had it in him. But Derek White is shooting like 30% from the field this year so far. He's actually the reason. The Celtics actually should have a better record than this, but Derek White is losing them games. And Jaylen Brown, he's playing well, but he's not Tatum. He's not enough. A lot of people were saying just because he won the Finals MVP that he's better than Tatum, but this is kind of showing that he's not better than Tatum. He's playing pretty well, but it just doesn't look right. Jaylen Brown being the first option just doesn't look right. But and I might be being overcritical about him because the team isn't good. They lost Drew Holiday. It's not the same team. They lost Drew Holiday. They lost Kristaps Porzingis. They lost Al Horford. They lost Cornette. They lost a lot of guys. So I might be being a little bit overcritical about Jaylen Brown, but it just doesn't look right with him as the first option. I don't know. Tatum just looks better as the first option. The Magic. I thought the Magic, it's only been 8 games, but for them. But I thought the Magic would have I thought that they would play better. Desmond Bane, they brought him in, but he's playing terribly. And I didn't think he was going to play amazing or anything like that, but I definitely thought he'd be better than he has been so far. He's not really doing what they onboarded him to do. But, I mean, that makes sense because Paolo is so ball dominant. Franz is really good. Desmond Bane, he just doesn't have the opportunity to do what they've onboarded him to do. He's going to be, I mean, the Magic still should be a decent team, though. I would hope that they pick it up, but it's just not looking good right now. The Hornets, same story every year. The same story every year. They got a good rookie, though. Knuppel, or whatever his name is, he's a pretty good player. But same story every year. LaMelo gets hurt. B-Mill gets hurt. And then Miles Bridges has a good season. It's the same story. They're going to be a terrible team forever. The Nets. Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas. What a hell of a combination. I don't even have to really speak on the Nets. They're going to be bad. They're going to be a terrible team. They're not going to win a lot of games. Michael Porter is going to average 25. The Pacers, no Halliburton this year. Siakam's going to have a good year. Nembhard's hurt right now. Benedict Mathurin's hurt. They're going to be TJ McConnell's hurt. They're going to be a terrible team this year. The Wizards have a lot of good young talent. They have Keyshawn George. Alex Sarr is looking really good right now. And Koulibaly, he needs to stay healthy, but he's a good player too. And then, they got some vets that are going to teach the young guys. But obviously, they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA, if not the worst team in the NBA. Let's go to the West. Okay, before I go on to the West, I just want to say that the East only has one contender. I'm going to say two contenders because somebody has to, it has to be two teams that play in the conference finals. So I would say my prediction for the East making the conference finals is the Cavs and the Knicks. I'll just say the Cavs and the Knicks. I'll say the Cavs and the Knicks. The Western Conference, the big boys, the big dogs, where all the real battles happen. It's been a bloodbath so far. The Thunder, the #1 seed, the best team in the NBA right now. The only team better than my Houston Rockets right now. They're looking amazing. J-Dub hasn't played a single game. Chet's been in and out the lineup. Isaiah Joe just came back, and they're 8-1. They lost to the Blazers. I think that was their one loss by like 1 point. I mean, I don't really got to speak on them too much. Everybody knows how good they are. They have the reigning MVP. They have the reigning Finals MVP. They just won a chip. SJ is looking good. He's looking the same as he was last year, a little bit better. They're probably, they're gonna be up there. They're probably looking like a top 3 team. They're looking like a top 2 team in the NBA for sure. The Lakers are surprisingly 7-2 without LeBron. How are the Lakers? How do they have a better record than my Houston Rockets? And Luka sat out a couple games. LeBron hasn't played a single game this year because his glute hurt or whatever the hell. And Reeves has missed a couple games. And Ayton is abysmal. Luka's just that good, I guess. I mean, he's averaging 40 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. Luka's just playing amazing. I don't know what their schedule has been looking like. I know they've played a mixture of good and bad teams. I don't think they've had like just insane competition yet. I don't think their schedule has gotten really tough yet, but it's still impressive that they're second seed with all these injuries. I still don't think that they're a real contender. I don't think that they can. I don't think that the Lakers are a real contender. I don't think that they're going to make the finals. I don't think they have a chance to make the finals. But they're playing really well so far. My Houston Rockets. We are the second real contenders in the East. In the West. We're 5-2 right now, but we lost to the Thunder, and then I don't know how we lost to the Pistons. But we're on a 5-game win streak. Looking amazing. We still need a point guard for Van Fleet. Hopefully, we can trade for a Drew Holiday type of player. That would be amazing, but I don't know if the Blazers want to give him up. I would hope that they would. I would hope that the Blazers don't think that they're going to do anything just because they started off the season 5-3. But if we can get a Drew Holiday, we're going to win a championship for sure. I still think that we're going to win a chip this year. No, unbiased, because we have 2 perennial superstars in Sengun and Kevin Durant, and then we have a rising star in Amen Thompson. He started off a little bit slow, but he's picked it up. But yeah, we're 5-2. We have the best offense in the NBA statistically. I'm not saying by the looks of it, and I'm not saying it's because we have Kevin Durant also. But we have literally the best defense, the best offense in the NBA right now, and we're the number 8 defense in the NBA right now. The only reason that we're not the number 1 defense is because we don't have a shot blocker. When you get past our first line of defense, our perimeter guys, no one's gonna really. We have a man block shots, Jabari can block shots, Sengun can block shots, KD can block shots, but we don't have somebody that's gonna consistently alter shots. That's why we don't have the best defense, but it's okay. Top 8 best defense so far. That's good still. The Denver Nuggets. They are the 3rd best team in the West, in my opinion. I think that they have a very good roster. They just added Cam Johnson, Bruce Brown. I forgot. Oh, Valanciunas. I'm sure Valanciunas. I haven't watched much Nuggets this year because you kind of pretty much know what they're going to do. You know what's going on with the Nuggets. But yeah, they still got Jokic averaging like 24, 12, and 10. Probably going to average a triple-double for the whole year again. Insane. You know what they do. With Spurs, this is a team that surprised me, and I maybe shouldn't have been surprised. They actually started off 5-0, and or the second best team in the West. But Wemby took that step. Wemby took that step that we all predicted he was going to take. He's had a couple rough games, and they lost those games. They just lost Dylan Harper. They're getting Fox back at some point. He's kind of game time decision every game. Stephon Castle. Why didn't we get Stephon Castle, bro? We didn't get we got Reed Shepard over Stephon Castle. I will never forget my Rockets for that. But Stephon Castle is looking really good. Other than the turnovers, he's looking pretty good. Wemby took that step. He's looking like the second best center in the NBA. You got Jokic, Wemby, and then my Sengun. Wemby's the second best center in the NBA right now. So, yeah, the Spurs are good. I didn't think that there would be I didn't think that they would, have, be going on 5-game win streaks and things like that. I honestly didn't think that. I thought that there would be a play-in team at best. But when Fox comes back, it's going to get even scarier. But the Rockets are still a better team. They'll probably be like the 4th best team. I think that it'll be like the Thunder, Rockets, Nuggets, Spurs. The Trailblazers. I don't want to disrespect the Bulls, but I think it's the same type of stuff. You just got a nice young group. You got Denny Avdia, he's really good. Drew Holiday is pretty good, really good. You got Jeremy Grant coming off the bench. Shaedon Sharp's looking good. Klingon's looking good. You got a lot of good players. Just collectively a bunch of good players. I think it's just a new team. Just kind of like teams don't know how to guard it yet, I guess. But they're also very nitty and gritty. Like they'll go out there and play their hearts out. So that's another reason why they're going to win games. But I don't see them as a 6th seed. They're going to be like a play-in or bottom of the league, bottom of the West type of team. The Golden State Warriors. I don't know what to think about them. They can be a really good team, or they could be a middle of the pack team. You have Stephen Curry, you have Kuminga starting now. You still have Jimmy Butler. You still got Draymond, of course, Poku. You got a lot of good players. You picked up Al Horford in the offseason. But I worry about the Warriors. I worry about them. I worry about the legitimacy. When they're fully healthy, they're dangerous, but how often they're going to be fully healthy? Jimmy Butler is notorious for missing games. Stephen Curry's missing games due to illness. They've lost one of those games. It's just we just gotta see what the Warriors do. I don't have a lot of faith in the Warriors. The Wolves. Anthony Edwards. I need him to take that superstar step. I'm not just talking about averaging 28, 5 and 5. I need him to go out there and average 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, a couple stocks. Just go out there and look like you're the best player in the fucking NBA, bro. Julius Randle is actually having a better season so far than Ant. Ant has been hurt. Okay, I get it. Ant has been hurt. But I need him to show us like what we've been looking for. Like I don't want him to turn out like another Devin Booker, respect to Devin Booker, but I don't want him to turn out like another Devin Booker or another Donovan Mitchell who's just like, just get buckets and they have their moments and stuff like that, but like they're not consistent. They're not in MVP talks ever. You don't hear Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell in MVP talks. I need Ant in MVP talks. I need Ant more like SGA than like D-Mitch. When that happens, the Wolves are going to be one of the best teams in the league. Or he just needs to change the scenery. Maybe the Wolves just isn't the right team for him. Maybe it's just not the right fit. Maybe he needs a facilitator. Maybe he just needs a point guard. A real point guard. The Phoenix Suns. Not much to talk about here. This is going to be a middle of the pack team. They have decent players. They got Jalen Green bum ass. They got Devin Booker. They got some players, but they'll be a middle of the pack team. The Sacramento Kings, it's like somebody flipped like a random player generator and just threw these guys together. Like, who would have thought Russell Westbrook, Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, who else is on that team? Dennis Schroeder. Like, what? Who would have thought that all those guys would be on the same team, just start, and they all start? Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, what kind of lineup is that? They'll be a bad team, middle of the pack team. Free Sabonis. The Jazz, they just lost Walker Kessler for the year. That's extremely tough. It's only been 8 games. You lost your perennial center, your shot blocker. Lauri Markkinen had a 50 piece, but I mean, this is just another bottom of the league team. I'm not gonna talk about them too much. The Clippers, 3-5. Harden is missing games due to personal reasons. Kawhi is missing games because he's Kawhi. I don't know what to say. I want the Clippers to do good so bad. It's just, I think that's just like false hope though. I don't think the Clippers will ever be a great team. I think you need more than Harden and Kawhi, which sounds crazy. Bradley Beal just shot 2 of 14. He shot 14 shots and scored 5 points last night. Bradley Beal's officially washed. You picked up John Collins. You had a great offseason. You picked up John Collins. You picked up Brook Lopez. You kept Dunn. You traded Norman Powell. Was a Norman Powell trade for Bradley Beal? I know Bradley Beal played on the Suns, but was that like a 3-team trade? I think it might have been, but I don't know why they did that. Was that Bradley Beal played for the Suns? Who did they get off the Suns? I don't remember what the trade was, but yeah, that Bradley Beal is terrible, and Harden and Kawhi, I just don't think they can't do it. They can't do it for you anymore at this point in their careers. The Grizzlies. Ja Morant doesn't want to be there. Ja Morant does not want to be in Memphis. Get him out of there, but keep him far away from my Rockets. I don't want to see Ja Morant in any red and black. Keep him far away from Houston as possible. A better fit for a player like Ja Morant would be like, what would be a good fit for Ja Morant that he could actually like do something on? Put him on the Wolves, bro. Just throw him out there with Ant. See what happens. Like, what other team would be nice with Ja Morant? All the good teams have point guards. Put him on the Celtics. Yeah, go to the Celtics or something like that. I don't know. I don't think Ja Morant is just like a great player anymore. I just don't really see it in him anymore. Undersized, can't really play defense. He's electric when he's on for sure, but I just don't think he's that just game. I don't know, man. I don't want to say that because I know he can be. I just don't know. I guess I just got to see it. But why did they trade Desmond Bane? What was the reason behind that? Why did they do that? I don't get why they traded Desmond Bane. Well, I don't know. The Pelicans, 2-6, 14th seed. Not much to say about them. Zion is Zion. He needs a change of scenery. Man, get Ja to the Pelicans, man. At this point, just put Ja on the Pelicans. Let him play with Zion. Put Ja on the Pelicans. Let him play with Zion, bro. At that point, you know, let us just see a dunk contest every game. At least let us at least just witness a dunk contest every game. Because the Pelicans are terrible. They're going to be a terrible team. I don't care who they have. The Pelicans have always just been a bad team. I don't care. Zion, he's not going to do anything. We got Jordan Poole for no reason. I don't know, bro. Pelicans are trash. The Mavericks, they're going to be a bad team because they just can't stay healthy. Kyrie, you can't bank on him to stay healthy at this point in his career. AD, he's only 32, but you can't bank on. He has a 38-year-old body. You can't bank on him to 40. He has a 45-year-old body. You can't bank on him to stay healthy. He got hurt in the first 2-3 games of the season, of course. Had a whole offseason to get healthy. Still getting hurt in the. It's pathetic. Cooper Flag is not a point guard. Why did y'all trade Luka away? Y'all traded away Luka to be the worst team in the NBA. Pathetic. But yeah, those are just my honest opinions of the top teams, or of all 30 teams in the NBA. What do you guys think? Signing out.